What's up guys, I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. You can now find us on social media. All of our links are down below, and make sure you stick around until the end of this video if you want to watch me handpick some of your comments and respond to them, because that is always a good time. But first, I have a very important question for you. Do you believe in ghosts? I'm being serious, like I actually want to know, so make sure you tell me down in the comments below, because if you don't, there is no way you're gonna convince the celebrities on our list today who say that they've actually had a paranormal experience with one. So grab a blanket, some popcorn, maybe even a friend for some moral support, and let's jump into today's list of top 10 scary celebrity ghost encounters. Starting off the list at number 10 is Kendall Jenner. The supermodel revealed during an interview with Vogue that she believes in ghosts, and she's even had some encounters with one. She never got to see it with her own eyes, but it didn't make the haunting any less terrifying. During the interview she said, "I do believe in ghosts. I don't know if I've ever seen one, but I've experienced some pretty ghosty situations." Is ghosty even a word? Turns out her mom's home is haunted by a presence. She explained, I quote, "In the house my mom lives, Kylie and I would always hear footsteps on the roof while no one was home, and Kylie's shower used to turn on all the time and we never knew why. So yeah, I'm convinced it was a ghost." She said that it still freaks her out to this day, as it probably would for anyone. I mean, footsteps on a roof is strange in itself. Like, if it was footsteps upstairs in the house, that's another thing, but footsteps on the roof? We all know that the only person up there is Santa Claus, so like, it's gotta be a ghost. Next up at number 9 is Jessica Alba. The beautiful actress isn't shy about her experience with a ghost and has told the story multiple times of when she was haunted as a little girl. She says she encountered some sort of force. During an interview with the Sydney Morning Herald, she recalled what happened and said, "I had no idea what it was. I felt this pressure and I couldn't get up, I couldn't scream, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. Something definitely took the covers off me and I definitely couldn't get out of bed." She went on to explain that once she could, she ran to her parents' room. The actress said she doesn't know what exactly it was, but that there was something in their house. Since the incident, her parents got the house blessed and burned sage all throughout it. She said she has a hard time explaining it, but no doubt in her mind that it was something supernatural, maybe even evil. That's terrifying. Sliding into the number 8 spot is Matthew McConaughey. While doing press for his movie Ghosts of Girlfriends Past back in 2009, the actor shared a story where he was actually haunted in his past. He shared that his Hollywood home was haunted by a spirit named Madame Blue. He explained by saying, I quote, "I was not under the influence and she was there. She wasn't that happy. It didn't seem like she was going to be much fun to hang around or have in my house. So I went ahead and stood my ground. I opened the door and said out loud, 'You can move around all you want, but I'm not going anywhere.'" Ooh, that's a little risky, Matthew, calling out a ghost like that. He said people always ask if he's just making it up, but he said everyone that comes to his house have said the same thing. They would tell him that there's someone down the hall or that they saw a lady in a different room. Taking over our number 7 spot is Megan Fox. Back in 2014, she told MTV News that she believes in everything, meaning ghosts, aliens, higher power, literally everything. She was asked if she's ever seen a ghost, and she said she never saw one but heard them from the next room. Them? She explained it was when she was at a hotel in Mexico with her nanny, and the layout of the hotel room went bedroom, living room, another bedroom. She explained, I quote, "I had pre-ordered breakfast for 7:30 and at 7 a.m. I hear them come in with the table. I hear them pouring coffee. 30 minutes later at 7:30 I went in there and there was no table, no coffee, no food, no nothing, no one was there. Then the doorbell rings and I open the door and it's room service with my food." She said at first she thought she was going crazy, but then her nanny named Brandy asked her later on why the room service came at 7 when they told them to come at 7:30. The actress is firm with her story and said, "You can't tell me I'm crazy because 2 people heard it." I mean, yeah, that's pretty weird and creepy, but if I'm gonna have a ghost, I want one that's bringing me food. At number 6 is Demi Lovato. For an interview with BuzzFeed in 2013, the superstar shared that her childhood home in Texas had a ghost living in it. She explained the story saying, "My house in Texas is so ridiculously haunted, not by a bad spirit, but a little girl. I think her name is Emily. I've had a medium come over and ghost hunters and they both told me the same name, Emily. There were so many times that I saw her when I was growing up." Demi said she doesn't know why Emily was in her house, but believes that everyone can have an encounter with ghosts if they are open to it. She wrote in BuzzFeed, Hadid, I quote, "I believe that everyone can tune into that part of their mind. I think I have a really strong connection to the afterlife. When I walk into a room, I can tell if something has happened there or not, or if a hotel is haunted." Well, I guess this is just another talent to add to her skill list. Maybe she should become a medium. That would actually be so cool. Getting like a reading from Demi Lovato. I would just pretend my house is haunted at that point. Halfway through the list at number 5 is Gigi Hadid. The model was asked if she's ever seen a ghost, to which she responded, "I've had a lot of unexplainable experiences with the supernatural." Ooh, do tell, I want to hear all the experiences. During an interview with Vogue, she told them, "When we were kids, we lived in this really old house and I was given the attic as my room." That's awful. "We used to hear this weird sound in the closet and then we asked my dad and he said this old lady used to live in the house." Her family and friends went on to believe that the spirit was most likely this old woman, but she said she never felt threatened by her presence. In fact, Gigi told Vogue that they actually tried to be friends with the spirit, saying they would talk out loud to her and told her that they would bring her some tea. She never did actually see her though, so let's just hope she was actually talking to some sweet older lady and not like a soul-sucking demon. Coming in at number 4 is Taylor Momsen. You know her as Jenny from Gossip Girl or as the lead singer in the punk rock band The Pretty Reckless. Taylor says she actually has proof that ghosts are real because she happened to take pictures of the one she saw. She did an interview with People explaining, I quote, "My mom grew up in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, and her next door neighbor died. She was wealthy and her belongings got put in a museum. So I went ghost hunting and took pictures and talked to her and all of this stuff." She went on to explain that she actually has 2 pictures that she took in which you can see the woman's spirit. She said one of them is a picture of her hand on a typewriter and the other one is her entire body in a window. Now, I'm not sure if I fully believe this story. I feel like I would actually have to see the pictures with my own eyes because everything gets photoshopped and stuff these days. But what do you guys think? Do you believe her story? Let me know in the comments. In spot number 3 is Keanu Reeves. Leave it up to him to see a ghost. He seems like such a genuine person that it's hard to believe that he would make up something like this. He told the story of his ghost encounter on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, saying it happened when he was about 6 or 7 years old when him and his family lived in a New York apartment. He said he was just hanging out with his nanny and his sister was asleep on the couch next to him when suddenly a floating jacket appeared in the doorway and started moving towards them. He explains that there were no limbs or head, it was just an empty floating jacket. Apparently it was only there for a moment and then it just disappeared. At first, he thought he was just seeing things until he looked over at his nanny, who had her mouth wide open, looking completely horrified, so he knew that she saw it too. He says he remembers it perfectly, but still can't explain what exactly it was or what it meant. So our number 2 spot is Miley Cyrus. She gave details about her frightening ghost encounter during an interview with LUK. Apparently, she stayed in a rental apartment in London, which happened to be haunted. When telling the story, she said, I quote, "It was seriously so terrifying. I was having really crazy dreams and really scary things. And one night my little sister, it sounds crazy to tell you, but she was standing in the shower and all of a sudden I heard her scream. I run in there and the water had somehow flipped to hot. It wasn't like the water had just changed, the knob had turned but she didn't turn it and it was burning her. She was really red." This was just one incident that happened. Miley also said that she'd seen a little boy sitting on the sink while watching her take a shower and that she got really freaked out. Yeah. It wasn't just her experiencing it though. She added that her mom, aunt, and fiance at the time, Liam Hemsworth, all had weird experiences in that apartment. They ended up switching to a new rental home for the rest of their time in Europe. At number 1 is Ariana Grande. The singer was once asked during an interview with Complex if she believed in ghosts and aliens, and she replied quickly with, "Of course." Back in 2013, she told them, "I've had a ghost/demon experience. We were in Kansas City a few weeks ago and went to this haunted castle and we were so excited. The next night we wanted to go to Stall Cemetery, which is known as one of the 7 gates to hell on earth. I felt this sick, overwhelming feeling of negativity over the whole car. We smelled sulfur, which is a sign of a demon, and there was a fly in the car randomly, which is another sign of a demon. She said they all could feel it, and she ended up telling her friends that they need to leave." Ariana explained that she rolled down the window as they were leaving and said out loud, "We apologize, we didn't mean to disrupt your peace." She said she took a picture of the cemetery before leaving, and when she looked back at the picture, there were 3 super distinct and clear faces in it, which she claims are the faces of what they call textbook demons. Another story where I feel like I need to see the proof. Show me the evidence. Alright guys, there you have it. Tell me your ghost encounters down in the story below if you have one, and hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's list. For now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Karen Herrick says Justin Bieber would be charged with assault for punching the man's face and leaving him with a bloody mouth. Well, he'd only be charged if the man pressed charges, which he actually didn't because it's Justin Bieber. However, I would've. Angel Hill says, Jocelyn, I love your hair. Gee, thanks. Just bought it. Just kidding. It's real. And thank you. Kevin Manchaka says, I thought it was funny when you stopped and laughed after saying the phrase beyond the screen, lol. You seem like you have a good sense of humor. Thank you. Honestly, I was just hoping that someone else would catch on to it and find it as funny as I did. So, thanks. Kyle Bluen says, next you should do a top 10 Disney and Nickelodeon stars you don't see anymore. P.S. Thanks for the vids, I will keep watching. Thanks for watching, and I actually love that idea. We have done some lists similar to that one, but you might be onto something here. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Spread the love, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, do it all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you in the next video.